In this video, we'll continue to talk about the different types of images that we need to perform a good quality observation with the LP600 and Demetra. Okay, so again, I'm working with the version 5.1 of Demetra, the version LP600, and I still work with the demonstration images. Because I have no spectroscope attached to my computer right now. Okay, so I go to the observation manager, which is the main module of Demetra, and we already talked about the objects, the bias, and the flat images, and now I will switch to the calibration image. Okay, and we'll finish with the dark image. The calibration image is an image made with a calibration lamp, and if I look in detail to this image, I can change manually the thresholds. Then I see a lot of emission lines, and these lines will be recognized by Demetra to calculate, to establish the dispersion law. Okay, so it's important to understand that each line is well known, and we have some catalogs of lines, and we can say that this line is at this wavelengths, and this is based on this information that we'll be able to establish the dispersion law and apply this dispersion law to the target image, and then say that this pixel is at this wavelengths. Okay, so what is important is that we have this pattern of light. In this case, this is a spectrum made with the calibration module of the LP600, and in this calibration module we have a calibration lamp which is made of argon and neon gas. Okay, so this is a mix of argon lines and neon lines, and well, generally speaking, all the blue part, so all the left part here are mainly belongs to the argon, and most of these bright lines on the right, in the red part, are in the neon gas. Okay. Anyway, we don't care. At the end, what is important is that Demetra can recognize all these lines. We have to make sure that the image is not saturated. But in this case, there is really a special case because you have dark and much less bright. We have faint lines and bright lines. If I draw the profile of the spectrum, I see that one line, this one, is much higher than all the others. Okay, and probably I don't know exactly if it is saturated or not. So I draw a rectangle here, and I look at it and ask for the statistics. No, okay. In this case, the total is at 12K, so it's not saturated at all, which is great. But we could, in some cases, accept to have some lines, and especially in the infrared or on the right part here, we could accept to have some saturated lines to have a better signal-to-noise ratio for the other ones. Okay, so this is something to tune. But generally speaking, you always have to make sure that you have no saturation. But in this case, for the calibration line, from time to time, you may accept to have some. Okay. Well, that's it. So you have to choose the exposure time in order to have enough signal to make sure that Demetra will be able to recognize all these lines. Okay. In this case, this is a 15 seconds exposure time. And we have taken here only one calibration image. We don't need to have a lot of images in this case because the signal-to-noise ratio is quite high in the image, so the emission lines are very bright compared to the background. But personally, I like to take 2 or 3 spectra in case of you have some cosmics in the image. Okay, so it would be a pity if you take just one calibration image and at the end you see that you have a problem with this calibration image. It would really prevent your processing to be able to do a proper calibration. Okay, so I've finished with all the image except for the dark. So now a few seconds about the dark. A dark image is as we said, this is a black image. Again, we put a mask or a cap on top of the telescope, so there is no light coming from the stars. And the difference with the bias is that the bias is really a zero exposure time, where the dark image has a longer exposure time. And in fact, this is important to understand that the exposure time for the dark image is at least the maximum exposure time for the other images, especially the object image. So in this case, this is a Vega image, it's a very short image, but if it would be a faint target, it can be very long, several minutes. And also the other to check is the calibration. So in this case, the calibration is the image is the longest exposure. So the maximum exposure is 15 seconds. Okay, so in this case, you must make sure that your dark image will be at least 15 seconds. In this case, this is 180 seconds, which is much longer than the 15 seconds. This is just because during the same night, we did some observation with other targets, which were much fainter than the Vega star. Okay. So this is a 180 seconds exposure, so it is a long image. It is long to take this series. There is 6 images, so it took 18 minutes to do it. So it's not easy to do. So this is why some people prefer to have a dark library, because it doesn't depend on the observing condition. It only depends on the camera. So we could take long images once and then put them in the library somewhere and in a folder on the disk to avoid taking new images at each night. Okay, but in this case they were taken at the same moment. And what is important in this image is that on the contrary of the bias, if I look at the bias and I look at these thresholds, I see that there is no dark there is no hot pixels, where in the dark image, so because this has been made with a CCD, if I look at this dark image, I change the threshold, I can see some white pixels, which are the hot pixels. If I look at the offset in the same conditions, there is no hot pixel. Okay, so this is really the reason for which we take darks, is mainly to record the hot pixels. It's also to record the thermal signals, but with such a CCD chip in this camera, it's very low. So mainly the dark is here to record where are the hot pixels, to make sure that they are not confused with high intensity pixels. Okay, so that's it. We have described roughly, quickly, all the different baskets that are included in this observation. Now I think that you have all the information to take the right images, and if you take the right images, taking care of all what I explained you in these videos, then the data reduction will be done in a few clicks at the end.